Hello, good evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Saturday. We are blessed to have this opportunity to just have a conversation, of course, on matters politics, on what happened over the weekend, and again what happened yesterday. Allow me to take this opportunity to welcome all our viewers. I can see Brenda Obedi at the comment section. Thank you so much, Brenda, for finding time to join us this evening, and whoever is watching us, thank you so much. This is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. We have quite a number of things to discuss or to give our views on today. For that reason, I'm welcoming you that you feel free. You can engage us at the comment section. I will share a link at the comment section so that if you are out there and you want to join, you can as well come and give us your take. Before we get into the topic, Miguda, I'll give you a chance to tell us how your day has been and mali ulipo, vile mambo yanaendelea.
Kwanza ningekushukuru kwa kunipatia nafasi kuzungumza. Mali niko naweza sema tu mambo iko shwari. Kwa mapenzi ya Mungu tuko salama na pia tunasukuma. Tunaelekea vizuri kama Wakenya wenzetu. Iwapo kuna changamoto hapa na pale, lakini tunashukuru Mungu ya kwamba ametujalia hapa na pale, tunashukuru sana. Ningependa kukaribisha Brenda Obedi hapo katika comment section, na pia ningependa kukaribisha kila mtu ambaye anatazama leo ama siku zijazo. Asante sana.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to also welcome Brother Ben to say hi and tell us weekend yake imekuwaje.
Mi niko vizuri. Kwa kweli siwezi lalamika, lakini ipo tu, tunakazana na maisha.
Okay, thank you so much. I can see a good friend Laban Misiani is also at the comment section, na yeye anasema upande yake ako salama na ni kama bado anaendelea kusukuma gurudumu la tutam. Okay, yeah, it is his take and is permitted. The Constitution of the Republic of Kenya is such an is in good state because it gives the people of Kenya an opportunity to give their views, to share it, so long as they are not infringing or getting into, trying to interfere with other people's right. Yeah, so that's okay. And for that reason, Ruto today is marking, President Ruto is marking his third wanasema this is ingekuwa ile mambo ingine tungesema 14 supu, lakini kwa vile this is his third term complete, I would want to ask my viewers.
Is it third term or the third year since?
I mean the third year, sure. Sorry for that. It's third year, and I would like to hear from you. I'll start with. Let me start with Mingoda. Migura, what is your take on the periods, the first, the second, this, and the third year that the president has been in power? What is your overall take? How can you rate the president? And, he has faced a lot. He came in, gave the people of Kenya quite a number of promises. Along the way, was unable to fulfill the promises, and that, of course, angered quite a number of people, including the Gen Zs, who, for the first time, went for a demonstration that was not really called by any politician, but a demonstration that the people decided to get themselves into the street. Not just that, the president had to come out and fire and refire and reappoint and appoint quite a number of cabinet secretaries. And, he has been having hiccups in his, in his government here and there. But above all, he has also had the opportunity to do his roles. Remember, Raila also had to come in his assistance, and for that reason, Mr. Migura, what is your take on the overall evaluation? How can you evaluate the 3 years that the president has been in power?
First, I want to admit that the president has had a very tough years since he was elected in office because he was just elected barely a year and a month. Then the Gen Z were on the street demanding for good governance, unlike any other presidents we have seen in the country. So that was unprecedented. Out of 10, let me first give him 4. I want to give him 4 out of 10 because first, when he took power, actually, we were not doing we were not doing good economically, and the president also had challenges in his governance because he has reshuffled, he has dissolved, and he has dismissed his cabinet to understand that right now he's having a bit of stable cabinet. And also in his tenure, there have been demonstration from the young people. I can still say that one. And also, we almost lose a country because there was the military had to come in because people were saying that Ruto must go. And if he could have gone, I think we could have a different story. So up now, if he's in office, I can just say he has tried his best because being in office up to now, people never knew that Ruto will be there up to now. And also, you find out right now that there he is tried to bring in the opposition into government. By that time, he brought people like the experts in the government. He brought other PS, and also there have been challenges in the administration because even remember his deputy under the new constitution was impeached by the parliament, and him also had to work with a different deputy. So in a span of 3 years, he has worked with 2 deputies. I can just say the president has tried his best in his capacity to ensure that we are where to today. Even though we still have some challenges here and there, even though we still have some things to be fixed, but so far he has tried, and we just encourage him to ensure that he continue to ensure he cater for the cost of living and also ensure that people have money into their pockets and also let him take the economy to the right trajectory because he has a duties as a president to do so. We can't say even if you don't like him, but he is the president. He has that autonomy to undertake whatever is undertaking. And also, it has been a year of challenges because we have seen people have been campaigning left, right, and center because people have been preparing here and there, and also he has been preparing. But also, I can just say corruption has also been high, and that's why the task force was formed so that we can dig for corruption. And even the president himself has admitted that the people who are in government are corrupt, including the parliament. He is having challenges with corruption here and there, and also we have had issues like extrajudicial killings, abductions. I think from now going forward, we should ensure that we focus on the positive things and the negative things that had happened before. The president should restrain from actually executing them so that we can ensure that we go for elections when we are all alive and when all of us are in good terms and also our economy is doing good. Because when economy is doing good, it is not only doing good for a certain people or the president, it's doing good for all of us. We should also encourage him and also criticize him objectively and positively to ensure that the economy come back to where it's supposed to be with the current developments.
Okay, thank you so much for your take and Barak. I mean, good friend Benson dropped. Yeah, of course. I then get to the story here that I can see Laban is saying that jamii ya walimu wamefika ikulu leo. And that of course brings me to this question. We saw the teachers in the State House, and of course, uh, there has been much that people are saying outside here. And the question I'll ask you, of course, we've seen the president call people from different, whether the professionals, whether people from certain regions, and he has always given them something or promised them something. This time round, it was teachers, and the teachers were there, And the president had quite a number of things that he did promise to them, including matters of affordable housing, including matters of their health insurance. And I'll come to you, Migud. Brother Ben, I don't know whether I should give you a chance before I bring in
It's
Migud.
it's okay. I'm okay. I can say a word or two.
Okay, yeah, maybe before I bring Miguda to give his take on what was happening on status, you
Mhm.
can give us your take on the overall performance of the president since he was elected as the president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022 till to date. He's been in power for 3 years. What is your take on his overall performance and all those things that he's faced along the way?
To be sincere, President has not really performed well uh, in terms of service delivery or in terms of leadership when you want to look at in terms of leadership, because we are not only looking at the president, but we are looking at the entire cabinet, the country at large, because he's the person that is in charge. So he has not done well. His style of leadership has not gone well with so many population, and the people keep on criticizing his kind of leadership, and even the kind of projects that I know he has done quite a number of projects, but still, when you look at the good and the bad, you find that the bad outweighs the president. But politically, also, president has suffered. When you look at the history of the President William Ruto, ever since he started his politics, he's somebody who has never lost an election, or he's somebody who has never conceded any defeat. Yeah, he has always won in his political games. But in his tenure, especially as a president, in 3 years, we saw him conceding defeat, especially during the finance bill, even though rumors has it that the finance bill was brought in silently. It was the one that was still going on, but publicly he conceded defeat and withdrew the finance bill, reshuffled the cabinet, and because that was the pressure from the public. That is one. Another thing also that we would say that president, in terms of standing alone, has he promised in his campaigns? He has not done that, because you are now aware that his government is being was resuscitated by the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, especially um, when there was protest, and right now even you could see the elements of Raila Amolo Odinga in the government, and that one has stabilized, especially his government. So he relies so much on Raila Odinga's effort. That one like has been pillar of his government. So that also can be pointed out. Another thing is also the promises that president made. During the time or when he was campaigning, especially, president made so many promises, and some of them he said that within 100 days will be actualized, which has not really been actualized as per what he promised. So that one also. And another thing also, we can say that we also see in his administration, actually is the first president in the history of Kenya to make sure that his deputy was impeached, and you know you saw the manner in which the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua took place, and how it was so much, like how it was quick on how it was happening, as compared to other processes in the country. If every effort can be put in place, especially like the way the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua was done, whereby the Kenya Gazette, every step, was followed by quick response. So I hope that one things could work well. But generally, he has tried, but he still has to do more, especially to win the confidence of the people.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think the next thing that we were talking about is the visit by the teachers to State House, where they were hosted by the president. And the people, there's quite a number of people coming out to say that, oh, it was a nice thing that even teachers can be let in the State House. And just like our good friend Laban here is saying, and Gypsy Corner also, I can see Gypsy Corner is here. Anasema hi, you're also saying hi to you back. Laban Misiani, yes, it was time for your CEO to feed the elite teachers. And that brings me to this question. We've seen quite a number of people go to State House, whether politicians, whether members of county assembly, whether members of national assembly or senate. We've seen people coming from a certain counties, and the conversation, of course, is the president coming out to highlight all those good things that is given to them, and not just that, all those things that is planning to do for them. And that is what we are even seeing in this meeting that was happening between teachers and the president. And that brings me to this question, Mr. Migoda, what is your take on what was happening in the State House, where the president had invited the teachers, and what are the
Mark,
positivity?
would you let me comment? Then I can leave. Then I will come back
Okay,
if you allow me, Mr. Miguda.
yeah, that's okay. You can proceed.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted you to go first.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, when you look at the visit by the visit in by teachers in the State House is not something that I would say is very new, but I will look at it in terms of politics. One, that has been a strategy of President William Ruto, especially that is using currently by hosting, especially various groups or various professionals in State House. Remember, it's just a repetition or is something that is redoing. Remember when he was deputy president, when he was when he was in the process of running for president, people used to visit his current home and people also used to visit Sugoi. So President William Ruto is using State House as a place, as much as he might say that talking about issues that are affecting the country, but when you look at it, you're looking into the future, is political. Because remember, during the campaigns, there were some charters that were signed, even the teachers themselves. They might have had negotiation with the president, then the deputy president was campaigning some of the things that he should be doing for teachers. Now he's now calling back them again. Uh, yeah, so that is politics. And again, visiting State House is no is I may not say it's not a bad thing, because he has the right to invite people to talk to, but it can only be questionable when it is geared towards politics. His main agenda is politics. That's one. Another thing that I'm also questioning about that president mentioned, especially the affordable housing, I think Miguda will have to help us here, because I don't I don't understand, or maybe you can make me understand on how the affordable housing. It seems that the president has like um the official say on them, is speaking on the behalf of the official, how those affordable housing. Because like if you look at the 20%, even the memorandum that they signed with the teachers, that the teachers should get that. So now when you come that this is a public, it should be something that should be public, because everybody is contributing. Yeah. But now if there are people that you are going to give them, sign with them memorandum of understanding, especially to get this affordable housing, now the question comes, where is the fairness? Yeah. And remember, even the other day when the Arambe Stars were playing, remember that there was like, if there was a stage, if they reach, the president was supposed to give them the affordable housing. So I don't know whether there's a law in place that provide ways in which affordable housing can be allocated, or the president has um, a unilateral say on the affordable housing and can decide to give it to anybody they want. So, Miguda, maybe if there's a law that has been outlined, that is where now I again bring in the issue of affordable housing. That if it is that way, then there's no fairness. Thank you,
Miguda?
Makobura.
Okay, thank you. Miguda, what is your take?
I think we lost Benson when he was concluding, but I just want to say when the president invited teachers to State House, other than it has been a strategy he has been using before politically, whereby he has been targeting a certain group of people and also going to their leaders, like the teachers' leaders, the union, like the NAT, and also churches, going to the leaders, because we understand that the the leaders are usually influential into those positions. That's why they were elected with majority. And even the church, the pastor of the clergy, is usually popular, and that's why he usually communicate to them, to their members, because it's something that was used and it actually applied. It is not wrong to use it again because it can assist him, I think, politically understand better. But we going to State House just like the other body. People can just go to State House. But now the pending question people are asking is that if it's a matter of distributing these affordable houses, that the president can just one day pronounce to various groups that you're going to get 20%, you're going to get 13%, and it is a public utility. Now, is it discriminatory that if I'm not a teacher and when the houses are all completed, I can't get access because 20% of the houses are supposed to go to teachers? Because in my area, maybe I might be interested to get one affordable houses, and maybe the remaining ones are 20. Will I be excluded because I'm not a teacher? And also, will I be excluded because I'm not a player of Arambe Stars? But I think under public works, the cabinet secretary under public works, there's how those affordable houses should be applied by Kenyans, and it should be based on equity, whereby each and every person who want to get affordable houses can apply and also can be granted, well, provided you have the required documents. Other than head of state declaring that out of this percentage, this should go for a certain group, this for go for certain group. I think that is actually in order, and because teachers has paid 13% of the affordable houses, I think it was just like a reward to them that because you people, you have contributed 13%, you ought to have occupied it, because people are saying, why should I pay for a house which I'm not going to live in? People are saying, okay, I have a house. Why must I pay for a house? Now to him, to respond to them is like, because you paid 13%, now 20% of the houses are being occupied by you people. Because I think that's how he tried to reason. But in my view, it could be in order for him to allow the way it was outlined by the public service, public houses, to ensure that the right procedure for the people to occupy those houses are done without declaring. Because tomorrow we will be hosting LSK. You will say LSK will pay, or because now LSK is non-civil, or you'll be hosting doctors. Now doctors should occupy 10%. Or when you be hosting other groups, you will say they will see 5%. So it's like it is not on an equity manner whereby they should be applied the way they were saying. But just to say what was happening in State House, in my view, is just one of the political moves by president, wooing teachers, also trying to influence their leaders to talk to them, because he also talked about the issue of our own, the one for teachers, which has been pending issues whereby there have been a lot of issues being raised by teachers on their medical cover insurance. He said he's gonna look on how to restore the dignity of that insurance cover. I believe by doing so, he's wooing teachers through their leaders and also is trying to make it like he must get them by his side going forward in the 2027 election. It's part of the strategy and also it's part of the planning. And like I've said, it's not an offense to plan because we are in a political environment whereby you need to, each and every person need to prepare. The way they say safari ya kesho upangwa leo. So the better you plan for your success tomorrow, the earlier you plan for your success tomorrow, the better. Makubula, that is my view.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your take, and maybe something else that I would also want you to give your take or a more explanation on is this the new political tactic that the president is using to do his campaigns? Because of late, we've seen this kind of move where the other day it was Kisii residents, today is the teachers, and it's something that is continuing. I mean, the day after tomorrow, you'll hear it's another group. Is this a political strategy of campaigning? And if so, how is the president, I mean, ahead of those that he's competing with? If already he has a well structured way of doing his campaign, what about his opponents? And again, what does the constitution say about matters of campaign? Because we can, I think, what we can say is that this is a typical campaign, and we understand that they're calling it empowerment or listening to the views of the people. What is your take on that? And how what is the truth behind all this, Meguda?
I just want to respond to your question by saying first, it is not the new strategy. Actually, it is a strategy which was used in the previous election and it worked on the benefit of William Ruto. So to me, it isn't any new strategy. It's a strategy which he has applied before because remember, he used to go to church and used to meet church leaders and also used to meet regional leaders, whereby he used to discuss to them about 2022 and appeal to them so that they can support his candidature with giving different promises, which some were fulfilled, some were never fulfilled to date. By doing so today, it's just part of the strategy that he need to communicate to people through their leaders. The way he's communicating to ODM fans through Raila Odinga. The same way he want to communicate to teachers through their leaders. The same way he communicate to the people of Gusii region through their elected leaders. And the same way he's communicating to people through their leaders. I think it is a strategy being used today by William Ruto, but whether it's ahead of his competitors or not, it is not near or there. Because number one, William Ruto is enjoying the incumbency. He is the president of the Republic of Kenya currently, and most of the things is using as the head of state. Because he's the head of state right now, we don't have any other one. He enjoys the state resources. He enjoys the state capacity, whereby he can even have people at state house. He can give people money. He can give people promises because he's the head of state. He can even make promises like the budget making process that he can allocate to certain regions. So he enjoys that power of incumbency, and also he enjoys that power of head of state and also the capacity. That one makes him a bit more resourceful to the other competitors and make him a bit organized because most of his things are being organized by the government, even in terms of communication, the National Intelligence Service, National Intelligence Service. So he enjoys majority of things because his capacity is well resourced and well budgeted and well equipped with money that he is able to move across the country. And also remember, he being the head of state, it means that he's presiding over teachers, he's presiding over county governments, he's presiding over different unions. So by him calling teachers to come to state house, it's just like the teachers have been called by the president. That one is very much in order because he is the president. He's not only the president of Kenya, but he's the president of those teachers. And maybe Teacher Service Commission may be in need of some reforms to do with their commission. If they can approach him, they can be sorted out. The same way the people of Gusii community or the Gusii leaders when they approach him as the president in his capacity, he can do ABC into their region. That's why I just say he enjoyed that capacity and the state of being president and presiding over the entire country. That's why it makes him ahead of the game. But doesn't mean that he cannot be removed. He can be removed if people only plan properly, and have that formidable force which is popular without being selfish, and also share their ambitions to support any other formula, and also being strategized, and also engage the people and be pro people agenda, the popular will of the people. By doing so, they're gonna make him a one term. But if they decide to do some mistakes, maybe like they are not in the good terms, they haven't given people what they want, they haven't given people the right candidates, they have struggled with each other. William Ruto will have a very easy comeback in the 27 election. I believe so, but for now I can just say it is just a strategy, because the empowerment one is also going on from the deputy president side, and also from the report he has been receiving, is making some, and even though they're little, there are people who is able to convince that through that empowerment program, there are people whom can go to ballot to elect him, because whatever they receive from the deputy president, the same way the people went to state house can still elect because whatever they have received from state house. Because some people will tend to argue, all voters, the ordinary voter, the average voter will argue that when there were other presidents in the country, we were never called to state house. We never ate chicken. We never ate rice. We were never given 2Ks. We were never given 10Ks. We were never given 300Ks. Now he has come, he has given us. We were never empowered. There was nothing like empowerment for me. So, in my view, as average voter, they will intend to vote based on what they are seeing, not what is idea. They will not vote on ideological principles, but rather vote on whatever they are able to see and experience. That's why, after being informed by the National Intelligence Service that the empowerment team is making gains on the ground, he has also been advised further to also establish another power center within the state house, whereby he can be calling groups to go so that he can persuade them on his re-election. The same way the deputy president of the team are also in the jungle trying to look votes for him and trying to hunt votes for him. I can say to them it's a strategy politically, but they should reconsider that, even if they are doing politics, but they should be focused on the transformation of our economy as the people of the Republic of Kenya.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to read this. Jipsakona is saying the idea does not define you through president, prime minister. No, it's a fact of being who or what a person is. It's not. It's going. It's got nothing to do with CEOs. Okay. You can now relax because even one of the penalties agree with your 3 term, but don't trip on your way out. Okay. Thank you so much, Gypsakona, for your comments, and for Laban as well for your comment and engagement at the comment section. And maybe something else that you can give us your your take on is in all these things that the government is doing, of course, led by the president. What is the view of Rigathi Gachagua? Rigathi Gachagua, who is a former ally of the president, who was also a former deputy president in the government of William Samoei Ruto before he was kicked out. What is his take on what the entire acts the president are making or taking in his quest for the second term? Good.
The former deputy president, who is currently a foe to Mr. President, when he was impeached, he had one mission to ensure that he made Ruto a one-term president. But he was having a very good strategy. He went back and retreated, strategized, and he came back with the slogans like one term, Kasongo must go, Ruto must go, and other things, and he was gaining ground. When he left to the United States of America, when he left the country, William Ruto also sat down with the team they strategize on how to counter the movements of Rigathi Gachagua. After they have sat down and also strategized on how to counter the movements of Rigathi Gachagua, in my view, they decided to start whatever they're doing today because initially they were not inviting people to state house in terms of groups of professions or groups of people. Initially, there wasn't any empowerment team moving across the country, but because they wanted to counter the one-time movement, they decided to do a certain thing. So I just want to say, regarding Gashagwa, as a politician and as also someone who has been around for a quite long time, you also need to strategize back. Is high time to realize that the counter against William Ruto has been countered by them again against him. So they have made a certain significant moves to ensure that they slow down the one-time slogan. So I can just say on regarding Gachagua camp, it's high time they go back, retreat, and also strategize on how they can come back with another new thing. Because we understand politics dynamics, it's always comes with current. There is always new waves, new currency. So whenever there is any new wave in town, you must also try to be camouflaged so that you can align with the new wave. But if you retain your identity, sometimes you can be overtaken by events. From what I'm able to observe as a Kenyan, Rigathi Gachagua came out very strongly, one-term movement. Then all of a sudden, Ruto has already encountered the one-term movement, Ruto through empowerment and also through state house visit. And people are now focusing on the. We remember initially when it was one-term movement, people were saying two-term, people were responding to Gachagua. But right now, Gachagua has also joined the conversation that why are you calling people to state house? Why are you giving people 10Ks, 300Ks? People should not go to state house. State house is a crime scene. So I think by him now focusing on William Ruto, responding to him, responding to his activities, William Ruto has also managed to put him into his conversation. Ruto has managed to engage him politically. And initially it was Gachagua who usually set pace, and Ruto was also responding to him. Now Ruto has enabled him to has managed him to communicate to him through whatever he's doing. Like now, Gachaga's focus on state house visit, empowerment. Not forgotten the one-time slogan. It's like you need to come up with another thing so that you can counter the moves being made by Mr. President. So that's the to me that's the interesting part of politics because politics always should not be predictable. It should be unpredictable, and the more it becomes difficult and tougher, the more it becomes sweeter. But if something that is something that it can be, we can conclude by saying because Ruto has made significant move by bringing people to state house or by empowering people. Now we should stop that one and also make Ruto two-term president. No, we need to have a different thing whereby opposition should come something that is very unique, whereby we can just talk about one term again. And so is you keep them busy, you don't make them sleep. I think that's how I can respond to the question you have asked.
Okay. Thank you so much. And maybe something else that I want us to have a discussion on is the issue of ODM, ODM at 20, since its formation today or this year, they are celebrating their 20th, can call it birthday or remembrance of when it was formed. And, ODM has existed, ODM has never really formed a government, but it has acted as a very strong opposition. It has combined or worked with governments in power. And again, it has gone through a lot. It has resisted, it has come, it was part of those parties that stood firm when the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya was being brought forth. And so the question I'm asking you again now is what is your take on the future, and not just the future? If you remember where ODM has come, what is your take on what they have achieved and what they've not achieved before we get into the celebration that they're supposed to have and the leaders who will be coming, or maybe I think I just ask you the question so that if you come, you'll give a general view. We saw Edwin Sifuna, who is the Secretary General, also coming out to remind the people of Kenya to work with them firm, and not just to work with them, to come and celebrate with them. Edwin Sifuna has been leading a team, of course, that is led, that is also singing a different song, a song that is against ODM, a song that is against the government, a song that is against the opposition. So my question to you is, what is your take on Edwin Sifuna and his team and the invite that they're giving to the people of Kenya? And again, you can give us what we, the people of Kenya, should expect on that kind of celebration, because we heard that even the people who formed ODM, the first people who formed ODM, are also invited. And remember, those who formed it were the current president, a part and parcel of the founders. Will he be going to this particular celebration? And what would that mean? Good.
Thank you so much for the question. First, I also want to say that you have said that ODM has been around for a quite long time. I think now 20 years, and they haven't formed government. There's a reason why they haven't formed. There's a reason why they are up to date, because they haven't formed government. Because if they could have formed the government today, we could not have ODM in existence in larger capacity the way it is now existing. Most of the political parties which have formed government in this country, none of them is existing in larger capacity than ODM. So ODM, the fact that they haven't formed any government has made them to survive up to now, and that's their pride, because they have been remained relevant, being at the forefront, wanting to capture power for a quite long time. I just want to say there are some achievements they have made as a party, even in terms of in parliament, in terms of legislation. There are some laws which were not good laws. They have opposed them. They haven't been passed. And also there are some good laws they have also participated in passing. There are also some achievements they are made through going to the demonstration, through protesting against fuel, levy, and other things. I think by doing so, they have enabled the government to operate swiftly by being objective to the government, by criticizing the government, and also by trying to enable multi-party to thrive in the country. I can say there are some achievements we can say they have achieved, but they know better than me. The issue of Edwin Sifuna, the SG for ODM, I just want to say, currently as we speak, the current SG of ODM is Edwin Sifuna, but he has the right to associate and also has the right to affiliate with anybody he wants. So the fact that he's the SG of ODM doesn't limit him politically, doesn't limit his association. If you can see him sometimes criticizing Ruto and also associating with people like Wamushomba because Babu is in ODM, Edwin Sifuna in his capacity has some constitutional duty to carry out in ODM. Like whatever he was saying today, that is the role of the SG to communicate to the fans of the party. And by doing so, he must also be present in the celebration because he is the SD. Until that time, he will resign by himself or he will be kicked out the way they kicked out Ababu Namwamba. That is when we are now saying that he is not a member of ODM. But as per things are right now, he's in ODM, he's the SG of ODM, and also he is not limited to share his views, his opinions, just like any other body, because we are a democratic state and that's what we should be. Anybody who is against William Ruto in terms of ideology should not be killed, should not be abducted. He should be allowed to thrive as a citizen of this country because that's what we fought for, that's what the constitution, that's how we should be. I support Sifunas fully the way he's doing his politics because that is how it should be. No one should limit you or choose for you your friends or your associate. You're at liberty to choose who you are friending, who you work with, without any blockage by anybody. And then the celebration at 20, I just want to say one thing. They say the founder members of ODM will come, and one of the founder of the ODM is William Ruto, the current president. I think in life, generally in life, if you are living in life, there are steps in life. Like you can be with a certain group of people somewhere one time in life. As times goes, you disappear, you don't get into each other, you don't communicate. Then also life usually provide that opportunity for you reunion in future. If you are lucky that you are not dead along the way, because as we speak today, people like Joseph Nyaga are dead, and those are the founder members. And just like you, Makubura, one day maybe you are in primary school, you are together with certain people. Then you went to high school, you part ways, you went to campus, you part ways. Then one day in life, you suddenly you meet your primary colleague. That's what we call reunion. You can decide to have lunch, you can decide to have drinks if you are doing so, and also you can decide to have pictures for remembrance, and also you can post as you if you are at capacity of posting. So I think in life there is always reunion, but the lesson I've learned now is that whenever you are in a mix up environment with your people, always try to treat people good and always try to be good to your fellow colleagues, because you never know one day when you people you can reunite. And it's always good to unite when you are friends, not enemies. It has happened. Like me, there was a time when I've been quite away from primary when I left. And there's a time I left some people when I was in class 8. They were in class 6. So we have never met until I think 2 days ago. I happened to meet a certain colleague of mine. Then I was telling that person that in life there's always reunion. So if we could have been having some issues back then, I don't think our meeting could be successful. So I think ODM at 20 is going to be part of the reunion, and also is going to be part of the lesson that in life generally, so long as you're alive, there's always a union. So it's always good to be good to people and also be good, do good to people, because life usually provides that opportunity for reunion. So when you reunite, you can still be in good terms, even though you have not been speaking for a quite long time. That's my take.
Okay, what are the highlights that you can give us on the successes of ODM and the failures of ODM since its conception? And again, on the positive side, what is it that they've assisted the country to achieve? Because remember, for 20 years we've had a lot as a country, and some of the positive things, of course, some of them we've gotten out of consistency of some political parties. But again, some of the problems against we are facing, there might be bad decisions made by some political parties. What is your take on uh, what would you highlight on the positive and the negative things that ODM has brought forth? Or yeah, what is your take, good?
I'll just begin with the negative things or challenges they face a party. I just want to point highlight two. I'll look if I'll get the achievements or the positive side of it. When I want to talk about challenges, as ODM, first I want to say that they have faced challenges because it was formed to capture power, but they haven't captured any power since it was formed. They've tried in 2007, and also we went to post-election violence. We ended up with the prime minister position and coalition government. So they never captured power, and also they suspect that election was stolen. So I can say they have failed to capture power since it was formed, and their elections has been interfered with. And the one recently was for the 2017, which was interfered with, and the CJ Emeritus David Maraga pronounced himself clearly that election was null, void, invalid. It was confirmed by the Supreme Court. So I think there were challenges by the high BC by then. So that's one of the challenges they have faced as a party. They haven't captured power. The election has been stolen, and also they have refused to grab power. They have been waiting to be given, but as we know that power must be grabbed. Like our good friends could say, power is like a woman. If you don't grab a woman, then you won't get a woman. So I think they have failed to grab power. And also another challenge is to me, I can say nomination, party nomination. party nomination has been not good, and many people have been kuosha mosho moja. Many people have cried about party certificates, nomination primaries, that they haven't been fair. There are people who have been serving for a quite long time since it was formed. There are people who came to parliament in 2007 until now. They are still members of parliament, MPs, because of the how they carry out their certificates. So many people have also left ODM because of nomination certificates. I remember even Ruto left ODM because of nomination. And also, lastly, there's a there's a rule in ODM, and this rule is also a challenge to other people who cannot cope with it. Baba is always right. Baba is never wrong. And the third one, which is very important, if you fail to get rule 2, refer to rule number 1. So I think that one is also a problem there, because no one is allowed to express himself without the consent of the party leader. That one has been a challenge, unlike other parties. And also embrace young people. Young people have been denied opportunity to be embraced in the party, and that's what I can say as the negative and challenges. But what I want to say about the achievements, as a party, they have achieved a lot for the country, because, like I've told you, they have played that role of opposition for a quite long time in the parliament. They have been seen as the first opposition for a quite long time. They have also introduced some laws. They have also participated in making some laws that has made it to be like.
Meguda, you dropped or what? I don't know whether you're there. Allow me to acknowledge and say a big thank you to our good friends, Gypsy Corner, for being with us, Laban Misiani, Brenda Obedi, among others, and especially to those of you who are watching and probably you've not given us your comment or your take. We acknowledge your presence, and today we are just trying to have a conversation on the things which are happening in the country. ODM is celebrating the 20th birthday. Um, yeah, so ODM is at 20 and they're celebrating what I can call as a birthday. And of course, ODM has been in existence for quite a number of years. This is the 20th year since it was formed. It has brought positive things. They have fought for positive things, but again, anything that has positive things normally has to have negative part of it. And these are some of the things that we are just giving our take. And of course, today the president had met teachers at the State House where he promised them quite a number of things. Uh, you know, and people are giving their different views whether this is a campaign strategy that the president is using to ensure that he remains active in matters of politics in the Republic of Kenya in his quest for the second term that he's looking for. And remember, the opposition are also active on the other side, trying by what they can to ensure that they also get to to the ground to remind the people of Kenya that they are also there and they have them at heart. So the Kenyan politics is one that it has a lot. When you are on the government side, you will always be speaking about positive things about the government, but once you are out, because of reasons that are well known to you, they will also speak against the government. And again, those who are on the opposition side will speak as if they're given opportunity to be in the government side, they will do some miracles. So those are the kind of things that we are used to in the Kenyan politics. Miguda, are you back? Can you hear me?
I'm
You were
back, but
supposed
let
to.
me respond to. I'm back, but I want to talk on what you have highlighted on the screen. I have a problem with my eyes, so I want to agree with what this Sekon have said, and that's what I started by saying. Gashagwa has been countered by Ruto properly. He has been countered by Ruto properly, and I just want to qualify the point of James Sekona by saying Edwin Sifuna will also be countered properly in the future, but for now he has that capacity. That this is what Gachagua had initially, whereby he could say one term, Ruto must go, Kasongo Mwizi, Kasongo Muaji. But right now he has been countered properly by the empowerment team. He has also been countered properly by the State House visits. Now he has been put to a cage whereby he can engage the president, not making his own move. The same way Sifuna will be put to a situation whereby he will now have to engage the other side. I think that's what I wanted to say on that point, Marco Bura.
Okay, you didn't finish giving us. Was it the negative things or the positive sides that ODM has given? You dropped.
I was focusing on the positive things, but the positive things, I'm not able to find most of them. That's what I can just say. But there are some positive things. I think just in terms of oversight, they have done good work in oversighting the government. They have done very good. In terms of legislation, they have done a good work. And also in terms of representation, they have done an exemplary work. And if they were not there, in terms of watchdog, they have been a watchdog to the public. They have done a very good work to ensure that the system moves without interference. But other things also, I don't know much, but oversight and legislation, they have done very good when they were in opposition.
Okay, thank you. Maybe the last thing, Miguda, that you can give us an update on is the campaigns that are going on in different by-election, constituencies, on the matters or the issues of by-elections that people are waiting for before you give us your final remarks.
I can just say by elections are going to be hotly contested. They're going to be nice, in my view, because people are going to move across the country and also ensure that they defend their candidates. I think by next month, that's October, it will be very hot to understand that people are going to witness choppers crisscrossing the countries, and also it's going to be very hot. People are going to hit the ground, and you see people machinani. And I just made a prediction. I think two predictions. That number one, Malava will be taken by the DAP Kenya. I also made in Kasipul Kabondo, and that of Kasipul Kabondo, Mato Makandes gave me an offer that if they elected ODM tickets, will buy me a lunch in the capital later. So I'm just waiting for that lunch after by election because I know that the Kasibu Kabondo, even we understand the factors, but they are going to elect ODM. And I think by that time, Matoma Kandes will have to give up that lunch, if that is the case. So that I predicted too, the Kasipu Kabondo and the Malava one. The one at Mbere North, I was unable to predict because I don't understand the terrain very well. The other one for Machakos, I was unable. The Ugunja one, I'm unable. And also other. I think Magarini, there is also a by-election there. So, Makuba, I can just say, by-election is always a test of the coming election. You must test whether you are having the people or not, whether people will turn out to vote or not. So, it's a good exercise so that we are able to understand whether people have decided to move on or they have decided to not to move on. We are just here. I think we'll have to get to them by next month, but one. I think next month we'll be busy on the ground, but likely on November we'll we will back online. Next month, I think we will be live on the ground covering live coverage. So when we will be here online, we will also discuss those by-election. I just want to say my final remarks before we get to other activities. I just want to first comment that William Ruto, in my view, has engaged, has contained Gashago in his one-term slogan. And also, ODM has done well in terms of oversight, legislation, representation for the last 20 years when they were in opposition. That's a very good step. Lastly, I just want to appreciate our viewers who came to the show and also say thank you to Brendo Bedi, Laban Misiani, Gypsy Corner, Marco Bura, Bro Benson. See you tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll be in the morning with Brother Benson. I think we'll have to discuss other
Okay, thank you.
things, meet the press. Bye bye. See you next time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for finding time. Allow me to. I was not there when you guys had a deal. I wish I was also there so that I would also give my part of the deal, or I would also give my stand on what I expect in those elections which are coming. But either way, bado tuko area, mambo yatakuwa mengi bado. Allow me to say a big thank you as well to our good friends Brenda Obedi, Laban Misiani, to Gypsy Corner. And Gypsy Corner, I've seen your message over there. Uh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for your consistent support. We really appreciate. We say a big thank you. Thank you again for finding time to join us, Gypsy Corner. Thank you so much, Laban Misiani, for finding time to engage us at the comment section. Our good friend Brenda Obedi, and everyone who is watching us. This is Brother Benson Media. Kindly like and subscribe. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe. And don't forget to like as well. It is a way of supporting us. Na sisi hapa ukifanya hivyo tutasema ni asante. I want to take then this opportunity to say a big thank you to everyone. Both of you have commented or engaged us at the comment section. To those of you who have been watching, we really appreciate. Thank you for finding time to be with us this evening. I know you had quite a number of things to deal with, but you decided to join us. It's a privilege and honor. We don't take it for granted. Uh, okay, I've missed. I can't really say I've missed because I've been trying to come, or sometimes I do come late. The challenge I've had of late is the nature of hustle that I got is one that is very demanding, and sometimes I have to travel to other counties, and sometimes I get back home late. So that's the reason why sometimes I do come late, but it is not my wish. Yeah, I think that's the challenge that I've been getting, but I've always tried to come, even if when I'm coming late. Yeah. So thank you so much. We appreciate your presence and your views and your comments. I want to take then this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much. I forgot to tell Eric Kayaga is coming at the tail end. Eric, I hope you are doing good. It's been a while. I don't know ulipotea wapi. Kindly, Eric, kindly reach out. We need to to actually have another show with you. It's been a while. Utuambie Nairobi kuko vipi? The streets of Nairobi, ni kama nimeanza kusahau the streets of Nairobi. Eric, you should come and remind us what is happening in Nairobi and what to expect. And by the way, there is quite a number of politics that are going on in Nairobi. Oh, Mara Sakaja is to be impeached. Eric, you should find time and come tell us why Sakaja was supposed to be impeached and why the president and Raila Amolo Odinga had to intervene and to save him. You also need to come and tell us why Kagure is also coming out as a serious candidate for the governorship. And not just that, Evans Kidero is also saying he's coming back for that particular seat. And not just that, Babu Owino is also out there speaking about the governor's, seat position. So I think there's much in Nairobi County's politics. But again, there are quite a number of people coming out and saying that Nairobi County should not be treated as a county, but it should be treated as a special county, one that receives capitation that is not similar to the other counties. I don't know. Maybe Miguda, I don't know if you've gone, if you're still there. Would you just give us a brief take on the politics of Nairobi? Because it seems to be very, very interesting before we leave.
I'm here, and Ayaga could have just come to. Ayaga understand the vichochoro and the voters in Nairobi very well. But I just want to say,
maybe Eric Ayaga, before kindly confirm if you can join for a minute or so. You just give us a breakdown of what you understand about what is going on in Nairobi. I've shared a link at the comment section. Eric, if you have time, I don't know if you have time, you just give us a breakdown of what is happening in Nairobi. The other day it was impeachment. The other day, quite a number of people are coming out. Miguda, you can proceed.
of late I've been focusing on the national politics, but just to break down, I saw the candidate of Anne Kagure, the candidate of, I think Gakuya is also running, someone by the name Gakuya, James from Embakasi North. Babu Owino is also the mix. Sakaja also is defending his seat. So I can just say it's too early. Let us just have a final thought whereby we have an opposition candidate and the Sakaja defending the seat so that we can know who is who. But I think the opinion poll is sometimes is out, the mini opinion poll, and the young man is leading. The ones we have seen, not those are not my thoughts that I'm saying. The ones I've seen on the mainstream, on the social media, is that the young man is leading on those mini opinion polls. Those are things I've just reported. Marco, but I think we'll talk about it. Oh, I can break it down into details.
Okay, Eric, long time. How are you?
Unanipata vizuri ama kuna shida net?
Not very clear, but you can proceed maybe. Hebu zungumza tusikie vizuri.
Give me like 2 minutes niingie kidogo niongee like 5 minutes alafu nitoke. Give like 2 minutes by 21:30 I will be inside. Simu yangu nikaa iko na tatizo.
Yes, Eric.
Amesema anaingia hapo saa 3:30 ili akupatie hiyo briefing yake kwa dakika tano alafu wataondoka. Nadhani utampatia tu time kidogo. Ningependa tu kusema patia brief amekuja, patia brief time before Ayaga kuja.
Okay, Befi, good evening. How are you doing? And we've talked about quite a number of things, including ODM at 20, the positive things that ODM has introduced in the country, the negative things that they might have also brought forth, and what is it that as Kenyans we should celebrate about ODM? You can give us your take on that. And the president also met teachers at the State House. Is this a way of him campaigning or doing politics? And if so, what is the take of the opposition side? Are we really at the campaign period? Because the constitution is very clear. It talks about a year to the general election. You're still having like two. What is your take on those? And again, we are also giving our views on Nairobi County, where it's becoming quite interesting because quite a number of politicians are coming out to, to they're coming out to say that they're interested in that particular seat. The other day, we saw an impeachment process that was being started by the MCAs towards the governor. We've seen quite a number of people, including Babu Owino, James Gakuyo, Madam Kagure, and others, Evans Kidero, coming out to say that they are interested in that particular seat. What is your take? Befi?
Okay, just a moment. Kindly, I will put on my headphone. Kindly repeat the question, please. Sorry, I didn't get. I didn't get you.
Okay, I'm saying that today we are having a conversation on ODM at ODM at 20, and I just want you to give an highlight of the positive things that we've seen brought forth by ODM and maybe the negative things, because anything that has the positive side normally has to have the negative sides. And again, the president met teachers at the State House. The question I'm asking is this a political campaign strategy, or which formula is the president using, and how is it a disadvantage to the people in opposition? Because the constitution says that the campaigns are supposed to start a year to the general election. And you can also give us your take on the politics of Nairobi County, where we are seeing quite a number of people, including Babu Owino, James Gakuyo, Kagure, Evans Kidero, among others, are coming out to show interest in that particular seat. The other day, we saw an impeachment motion that was to be brought forth, and Sakaja was helped, or that impeachment was stopped by the president and Raila Amolo Odinga. What is your general take on the politics of Nairobi?
Okay, let me start with the ODM part here. ODM at 20 is a good thing. My views. At least we've seen the steps it took when it was from conception. So the only thing is that at some point, the only disadvantage with ODM was that at some point we had some monopoly. Some areas we used to find that we used to give the direct nomination to some candidates who were not politically strong in some certain regions, and they were not good leaders. So people revolted against that. Giving direct nomination, okay, it was a direct ticket for some seats, which was that was the only disadvantage for ODM. The positive side is that is one of the best parties around, is one of the strong party. But now the worry is that without Raila Odinga championing this party, we are not so sure of it again. It's still a strong party currently compared to the rest. We still have quite a good number of member of parliament with this August House. So That's the only advantage with it. Like we are still we are a party to reckon with. So for that, it's a good thing. Number two, when we talk about let's say general politics campaigns about the president meeting teachers at state house, is a tactical thing because it's a way of campaigning indirectly before the campaign period. So he invited the teachers to listen to their views and to know what is their challenges. Try to sway in to weigh these people so that they can vote for him come 2027. It's a positive thing on the other hand, because teachers may bargain for their, let's say, the things that the agreement that they had with the teachers. I don't know if their CBA was adhered to. That is what I'm yet to confirm. So on the other side, it's a positive and a negative thing at the same time because of campaigning at the wrong time. About number three, about Nairobi politics. Nairobi politics is so hot. For me, the candidates who are coming up, they're good candidates, especially a guy like Babu Wino. But I wish he still remain. He's not yet ripe for Nairobi politics. He's a good candidate. He's a good leader, but for me, I wish he waited. Maybe he should have just gone back to Embakasi East as an MP and continue with his tenure, because I don't think there's anybody opposing him on that side. He should have waited, because you see, we have Sifuna as a senator, and they are in the same. Okay, Sifuna within time will be moving out of ODM, I know, but he should have waited, play his cards well, wait for his time, because he's a good candidate for the gubernatorial seat. So with the different candidates that we have ahead of us, Nairobi is a hot seat, and we have so many cartels in it, so you can't really tell. And governing it is an issue, and you find that most of the governors, they're usually one-term governors. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Eric was trying to join, but apparently he had not put his mic on, so I was unable to admit him. Eric, kindly, if you're joining, try to, how it always works, so kindly try to make everything in order so that it gives me a chance to admit you. Miguda, as we wait for Eric, what is your take?
I think already I've given out my take on the Nairobi gubernatorial race. Unless there's any other pending question.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask. Our good friend Gypsy is asking that everyone is fit to be a candidate anywhere in Kenya, as long as you are a Kenyan. But Befi, what is your take on what has been happening in Nairobi? Why is it that we've never had a governor that completes his term without a lot of what I call political suffering? We've not seen any. If you remember Kidero, he did not have it easy. He was unable to get his second term. If we come to Sonko, he did not get it easy. He was unable to finish his term, and the impeachment has had to come in. You remember Kananu, she was unable to come back after the appointment. It's now Sakaja. What is happening in Nairobi, Befi?
For Nairobi, you see, it is for me. I usually feel that because at some point I feel the government should step in, and so that the right things can happen. Because Nairobi, we have so many cartels. Number one, you look at the menace with the hawkers and you see how we have litter scattering all over the city. Because usually, for me, I usually almost on a daily basis, I usually go through Nairobi city. Like I traverse those streets and corridors. So you find that, let's say, like today is on a weekend. Tomorrow morning, when you go through some sections of Nairobi, it is so dirty, you know. And we have a program whereby the county government of Nairobi is supposed to collect the litter and dump it to Dandora dumping site. But because of cartels of strategy of how to collect this litter and dump it, and we have the business community who usually they enforce like they want these hawkers to forcefully hawk within the Nairobi streets during the evening hours. So there's a quagmire of events in Nairobi, number one. Number two, for me, being that Nairobi is a capital city and the government has a hand in it, I think it should just be taken back to the government. We have it at a county 47 years, but being manned by the government, it becomes easy because we can have some arms of power to control it. You know, because the governors in Nairobi never usually have it on their own, because you find that we have a business community, we have people who, if you look at all the arms of government, like the parliament is here, so we have a bad political situation whereby it's not it's not free for the governor to manage Nairobi County. It's a tough situation, you know, and we have very different political allies who want to pull on their side so that they can have their way. So that's why it becomes very difficult for Nairobi to be managed, to be governed. Yeah. So Nairobi, maybe they should just let it be to the central government, and the government should be held accountable for Nairobi and Nairobi people. Maybe that's the only solution they can have, because I don't think there's a governor who will come in and go 2 terms unopposed. It's not easy. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think Eric is having a problem coming to the studio. Gypsy Eric, I think Eric understands well because he has ever been an admin somewhere, so he understands how the system works. If you do, there are some things that if you don't permit in your gadget, then the admin cannot actually get do not have that authority to admit you. If you try to admit it, it simply stops. Miguda, before I let you go, Miguda, why do you think there has been a difficulty in management of Nairobi? Is it because it houses quite a number of important dockets, important buildings, important, all those things that are required? And the most important being, of course, the parliament, and not just the parliament, quite a number of things. And again, the interest, could it be that the national government have a lot of interest within the county more than, to an extent that it being run as a country is not an easy thing. We saw the other time, the president, Sonko had to be rescued. You remember he came up with a rescuing team. And so he had to be rescued when the interest of the Nairobians were not being catered for by his government. And NMS also had to come in. Miguda, what is tough in Nairobi?
Nairobi is a unique county, is a country of itself, because you find out that it is cosmopolitan, whereby every Kenyan is in Nairobi. Not only Kenyans, but also international people. You'll find even people from Asia, people from Europe, people from America, they are in Nairobi. So it comes with a lot of challenges as a government of Nairobi, and also the fact that the nature of the people. They are not specific people. They are different and involved in the various issues, like even housing, the poor are in slums, the poor are not in slums. But you will find that there's some countries that are not in slums. So you find out that Nairobi kazi ni ngumu. But there is also collection of revenue. Nairobi is the only county that collects more revenue compared to all these ones. So if you can collect that much revenue, and the cartels, the issue of cartels, the issue of external interference, whereby you find the national government interfering with the county, and also you find that there are some politicians who are not in the composition of government interfering with the county, like what happened when Raila came to salvage Sakaja. That is an external interference by a political party to the county. When also you find out sometimes maybe the national government want to collect some revenue, the issue of whereby they were destroying houses. It is an interference of the county operations by the national government and external factors. And also within the county itself, there are cartels, those people who want to manage the town. So in my view, it is not easy to work in Nairobi, because if you work for the people, that you are working defending the people, the cartels will remove you by either means. But if you work with the cartels, that you are protecting the interests of the cartels, the people will remove you. When Kidero was the governor, Kidero was working for the cartels, defending the interests of the cartels. When election came, the people removed him. Sonko came, started working for the people. But before election, cartels remove him. Right now, Sakai is working for the cartels. That's why he has been protected. But 27, I can promise you, the people will remove him. The next governor will come, work for the people. The cartels will remove him. So that has been the way in Nairobi. So in Nairobi, you either work with the people and cartels at the same time, or not. I think that's how Nairobi is complicated in the political sphere of the country, because of either way, you must align with one people. If you want to be a one-term governor, works with the cartels, they will protect even your impeachment. But if you don't want to finish, the reason can never finish, work for the people, then the cartels will remove you. But working 2 terms, in my view, for now, we are not yet there in Nairobi politics. And also, candidates who have expressed their interest in Nairobi County, I can say they are good people. If you look at their track record and also the history, they are trying, but all of them are usually come as good people. People thought Sakaja was the person who's coming to serve in Nairobi, but Sakaja has now become the garbage. Anything it touches in a garbage. So I think, to my view, I can say Nairobi bado tuko na shida kidogo, but even we have tried with the NMS. You remember the time when we had General Badi, but I never saw, because if the general was there, but remember now there are some functions which were taken from the county and handed over to the national government. There are some functions which are now being carried out by direct from the state house. So which is which? Whether the corrupt person could be in the state house or the corrupt person could be in the county. And the issue of collection of revenue, it should be put in a manner whereby there is accountability and transparency. For now, I just want to wait until that time. I will see where there is a single opposition candidate against the current governor of Nairobi. That's when I can give my opinion. But the current governor, in my view, one term.
Okay, thank you, Miguda. And Jipsekona is saying that Nairobi is the heart of trade and business. And Jipsekona goes ahead and says that, is Mombasa still the gateway to Kenya, or it's been moved to Nairobi? Okay, maybe Befi will give us take on that as he gives us his final remarks for today.
On one hand, yes, Mombasa is the gateway. It's a yes or no question, because Mombasa is also a cosmopolitan county. We have a diverse community in Mombasa, not only the Swahilis and the Arabs. We have the Giriamas, we have the rest, we have these other communities like the Kambas, Luos, So currently, let's say it has moved to Nairobi because of how things are happening now. You see, the other day we hosted Chan and what. So the things that used to make Mombasa lucrative, things that used to make Mombasa the gateway, have now been moved to away from Mombasa. Yeah, initially, so many businesses used to happen in Mombasa. Yeah, so some of them partly have been moved to Nairobi and other areas. Mombasa was the point whereby if you look at now, even the port, yeah, the port, Mombasa port was, there's a time it was so busy, but now they've divided the workload with Lamu. So some of the things which used to happen in Mombasa are happening in Lamu now. Okay, now the inland dry port is now in Naivasha. Out of political quagmire of events also has made Mombasa kind of unpopular a bit. So many things have moved to Nairobi. So in one hand, yes, and the other hand, no. Because in terms of tourism, Mombasa is still maintaining, is still the tourist destination up to date, if I'm not wrong, because of Savo and the other parks within Mombasa County, within the 3 county of the coastal region, Mombasa, Kilifi, and Kwale. So in terms of tourism, Mombasa is still ahead of Nairobi a bit in terms of a few things here and there, and holidays, vacation. So that's why on one hand is a yes, on the other hand is a no. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, Eric. Eric is trying to join, but I'm being told that you need to connect your mic stroke cam before you can I can be able to add you to the stream. So that is challenge. I think let me try wait for him and see if he'll come. And of course, I'll get back to you again. To you again, Befi. And maybe you can give us your take on the elections, by-elections that are being that we are expecting in around 7 constituencies. What is your take? Do you think the new political parties are going to emerge, or are going to stress the old political parties that we've had? And again, which kind of conversation are we going to see in the opposition side, where we have quite a number of parties working together? On the government side, again, we also have quite a number of political parties. Are they going to negotiate? And what should we expect on those by-elections?
For the upcoming by-elections, we have in some regions, I'm so sure some new political parties from the opposition camp will emerge winners, victorious. And then there are some regions whereby I know that the government side will emerge victorious. What is happening? You see, by-election is not so tedious as the general election. So, and campaigning will be like kind of one-sided because it's within a small region of having an election. So it becomes depending with the candidates who are vying. In some regions will be it's a swing of events, like there are specific candidates who are going to win in some certain regions because of the tribalism that we have and some other factors to be considered. So in general, let's say because of the position, how they are trying to, this one is like a test for them, and they want to see how strong they are. That's why they try to keep their differences aside as for now, because if these by-elections were like next year, I'm so sure some parties in opposition may have split it, because we know that they are trying to form their camps whereby they will vie for the general elections. So that's why some parties, for now, they are still keeping together for that reason until then, because they just want to test the waters and see how strong they are, and they want to analyze their weaknesses. That's why even the government is also watching because they want to try and know how popular they are and how strong they are in these regions. So that's why some areas we will count on opposition, some areas we may count on the government. But it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be so easy as it seems in some areas. Okay, those are my points.
Okay, thank you. I think Eric is unable to join, and maybe I'll create time and see if we can get him some other day. Mr. Befi, I'll just give you a chance to give us your last remarks and anything that you'd want to tell the people of Kenya before we close.
For me, in terms of, you see, during these times, politically, things are a tricky affair. And let's say, like our country now, we're in a stage whereby we need to first calm down, look at events, how they are transpiring, then make good calculations on how 2027 should be. Because there's some things happening right, some things are happening wrong. So we should not jump into conclusion directly. We should do our research well, properly. We still have some time. It's so far and yet so close. So keeping a watchful eye on our Kenyan politics is very key. This is the time whereby we need to give a chance to the upcoming politicians, especially the Gen Zs and the millennial combined, whereby we should have credible leaders. Whereby what has come up is that we want accountability in every sector. We want whereby things are moving, things are working. We are able to account for the tax which is being paid, and we move forward. We soldier on. Yeah, we need development and growth in our country. We've come a long way. If we truly serve democracy, let's have things should change for good. We should come up together, and we need to bury our tribal lines. It's not easy. Some people are still burdened, and some people have some scars as long as, let's say, 2007 or even beyond. Some scars are yesteryear's scars, like last year. So, and our political lines need to fade away as soon as possible. We need to rebuild our country. We need to keep things running. We need to have. We need to utilize the few resources which are left within our borders. We need to utilize them so well. Yeah. So let us not be involved in politics which are not going to make us grow. Let us progress. Like, if we have good politics in our country, progression is paramount. We are guaranteed. Yeah. So I've overheard when places that I visit, you hear by people, I never voted for the previous elections, but this time round I have to vote. That's a good thing. That's a good code, because everyone is like now getting concerned about politics. There were some people who were like, they kind of assume things. Yeah. And let's hope that this time round things will be a little bit transparent, and we need to soldier on. Our democracy is greater than the political parties that we have and the leaders that we have. We need to to look at humanity in wide prospect. So the only thing we just need to keep the Kenya moving on. We need to be strong for ourselves. That's all I have, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I just came around and I see that the session was going on, so I said, let me quickly jump in and join for today. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Biffy, for finding time to be with us this evening. We really appreciate. Allow me to also say a big thank you to Rehema Dangeis, Eric Osewe, Leo Nyabaya, Brenda Obedi, Rehema Asnath, Gypsy Corner, Douglas, of course, Kibogong, Eric Ayaga. I also saw Laban Misiani and everyone who joined. We really appreciate. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us this evening. We don't take it for granted. It's an honor that you've given to us. I now just want to wish you all a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you again tomorrow. Bye bye for today.